Come on down to Odd Ed's Nipple Belt Emporium. You need nipple belts? We've got them.
What do you got in the way of like a booby vest? Because the one I've been using is getting a little dry.
We've got all sizes and all colors of booby vests. Come on down to Odd Ed's Nipple Belt Emporium.
I was looking for some accents like for the headboard in my bed, and I didn't know if it was cool or not, if they were like female skulls, if that was like a thing.
Heads. We've got all kinds of heads. We've got skulls in burlap bags. We've got skulls in paper bags. You need shrunken heads? We've got them. Human-based lampshades? We've got them. All shapes, all sizes, all colors. We've got them. Come on down to Odd Ed's Nipple Belt Emporium. Buy one, get one free on every skull.
Buy one, get one free would be super fun if my brother was here. Oh, fuck, that's right. I fucking killed him.
Odd Ed's Nipple Belt Emporium, where if we can't find it for you, we'll dig it up.
How many nipples go across about? Because it's probably an even number.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. Power of Christ.
This is
Me?
Hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
What's going on, Matt? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm living the American dream. Overworked, underpaid, and I'm drinking Lone Star beer.
I've never had one of those.
Really?
Is that only in Texas? Can you only get that there?
I think that's why they call it Lone Star beer. Yeah,
It could be.
is what it is. All right, we are live on Facebook Live and also on our YouTube channel. To anyone that would like to, come in and comment, we'll be taking comments and all that good stuff. We're pretty green at this, so if we mess it up, I'm just real sorry, but you can kiss my ass.
Like everything else we do, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
At least we do have people on to talk about some things this time.
Yeah, man, this should be fun. Joining us today, we have Ryan and Nicole. Can you guys hold on a second?
Hello.
There we are.
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
So, you guys are going to talk to us today about a haunted cemetery in Effingham County. Is that correct?
That is the plan.
Yeah.
That is the plan. Okay. I've been to said haunted cemetery.
I think we've been together.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get there, I don't mean to take control of the show, but
Go ahead.
Produce, man. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I think the name of the episode should probably be Dear Ghost.
Yeah. Oh, from the.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
You
if
break
guys
out?
have
You want me to break out the
talked about
roller
this or
skates?
not.
I still got them.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we should probably talk about the ghost hunt at some point during this episode.
Okay.
Yes,
We-
actually, we all know each other very well. All grew up together, and I convinced these yahoos to go on a ghost adventure with me. And we went, and we actually caught some pretty cool EVPs.
We did. There's a few
Yeah.
interesting ones for sure.
I don't think I did with my technique.
No, your technique
but-
was a little different.
It's pretty special though. For
Yeah.
every question that she asked, started with, "Dear Ghost, why are you still here?"
Dear Ghost, what's your favorite color?
Dear Ghost, can you get me a cheeseburger?
Well, and then if you remember, we didn't say where this is, so I think it's fine. The host.
We were at the Rossville.
Well, okay, but now I shouldn't say.
All right.
Either way, the guy who owned the building at the time probably doesn't anymore. I'm sure he's dead.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Is he dead?
He was falling apart. He had just got some toes cut off, and so that became part of their EVP session as well. It was like, "Dear Ghost, have you seen any ghost toes?"
Jeez.
They started talking to the ghost of his missing digits.
Yes, crazy.
Well, it's fun for us.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
So
good
this-
times. My wife got some haunted roller skates out of that. So,
That's right.
Nice. Yeah.
Mike Keck says, "I'm commenting." Hey, Mike.
Oh,
Keck,
he is.
How you doing, man? It's been a minute since I've seen you too.
It has been, man.
And then, your sister's on too, man. She says, "Hi, guys. What's going on, Crystal?"
Well, so yeah, the about the Casbar thing though. I was only out there like a couple times, and I don't ever remember even going out in the cemetery. But I do remember hearing voices coming from the woods. So I don't know if it was supernatural or even more scary, and it was a group of people that were just out there and had no lights on, but were talking to each other in the woods. And it was pitch black.
I think that's what's kind of weird about the place. Like, there are clearly signs that people go out there and do things.
Yeah. Like weird things.
Okay, go into weird. What's weird? I'm iffy on weird.
Like you'll go out there sometimes and there's like melted candles on one side of the tree. You can tell they burnt some, and they had like some kind of like sea life creature shell as a vessel for water and some other shit. Can I cuss?
You just
Yeah.
put the C word
Okay.
on YouTube.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
You're good
That's
on that.
fine.
All right.
And wait, do you guys use the N word as much?
No, I am effing
No,
funny.
I just
Yes,
know how
we still use the word Nike quite a bit.
Oh
on the
my
show.
god.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
All right. So
Clearly it's good.
yes, we do use it. Nicole, back to the story.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
I completely lost my effing train
So,
of
like,
thought after
even-
that.
Even today, when we went out there. In the
Oh, yeah,
daytime,
yeah, okay.
We went out to take some pictures for you guys, which I'm sure will show up here.
Oh yeah.
I've got him.
Even today, we found like some shells and stuff around the tree still. I didn't. We
Well,
couldn't.
while we're talking about that, I'll go ahead. I might as well just go ahead and pull this up here and transition over to the screen so people can see what you're talking about. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but
Yep.
okay. So it starts out. I'm guessing this is some of the rock feature.
Yeah, so we stopped on the way up there, on the windy, roady path. Oh, God.
It's supposed to have caves around.
Yeah,
it.
it's supposed to have caves. That's part of the legend. Like, there's a werewolf that lives in a cave.
It's like a small
Awesome.
werewolf.
Yeah, and I did not venture very deeply onto this property, as I would like to make very clear
For legal
For
purposes.
legal purposes at the start of this
Okay.
video. I am a rock nerd, like violent.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
embarrassingly so, truly.
It's really odd to see this sort of rock formation in Effingham.
Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
understand my excitement when I'm like, oh my God, that's limestone. Guess what you
Yeah.
find in that?
Nailed
Fossils.
it, dead bang.
So anyway, but I did not take any rocks. I would like to say I did touch some rocks. Like, oh wow,
She also
Anyway.
took pictures of herself like smiling and giving a thumbs up in front of a game cam.
yeah.
That's probably
So
what got you
because
busted
it
right
says like smile, we're watching you, and there's
So you
like a
did.
deer stand thing. So I waved at it, like
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
there. And
I
then 5 minutes
wasn't-
later, they showed up.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
somebody's house, dude. Yeah. It happened.
That dude's phone went off, and he's like, "Oh dear."
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm like,
No, I mean it's not deer season, and
It's It's daytime, but I mean, I guess it's only trespassing if you venture off the cemetery grounds. I guess, right?
Well,
Yep.
that's kind of what we gathered today. So as you can tell, there's a
Yeah.
parking lot there, and then it crosses over into this small cemetery. And we were in the cemetery, and vehicle roared up the parking lot, stopped.
Yeah, initially it was like a truck, like
It turns around, goes back down the hill, which is strange.
I was like, all right. I mean, if they were gonna make out, I don't care. But
Right in the middle of the day.
I don't know. Can you guys see any of this? I'm not real
Yes.
familiar with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So at this point, we're going up to the cemetery. You see the parking lot, and now we're in the cemetery. Correct?
Correct. We've crossed over the fence there and into the actual cemetery.
So as I go through these pictures, if you want to,
you'll notice, yeah, it's kind of odd here. Like there's stones, but there's like a large area here where there's no stones at all.
that's to show how nice it is when you walk in. There's like beer cans because these people are real protective of their property, right?
Well, it's one of the oldest cemeteries in Effingham County.
Yeah, but that was just a showcase. Oh, that's nice. People littering.
What am I looking at here? It looks like some animal prints, perhaps?
It's a raccoon print. I thought it was cute, so I took a picture of it.
Okay.
It's a spooky raccoon print, though.
Oh, definitely.
All right, you got a picture of a Ramsey there.
It's called Ramsey Cemetery, right?
Yes, it's a Ramsey Cemetery. Yeah, the reason it's named that, I believe, is the very first person buried there from the Civil War was a Ramsey. And I think at the time in Effingham there was a big mill or something that was owned by the Ramseys, so it's kind of speculatory. But all the research that I know about it, that's all I found out about it.
Okay.
What are you looking at right here, Nicole?
Those were shells that were on one side of like I took a picture of the big tree.
Okay.
That it was on the side of, and
so yeah, there's just some. Are those the shells? Yeah, you turned them over, so that's the inside.
Yeah, that they were broken, but.
So those weren't recent. You don't think they were probably?
I don't think that was real recent.
And
honestly,
this would be the tree that they seem to always do some kind of practices around, because this is where
like
we
you'll
typically
find
stuff
hanging from like tree limbs, like little ornaments that are weird. Or
see those two trees in that one picture, they looked like perfectly spaced out, like directly in the middle of the entire cemetery.
Yeah.
At least the way that picture was shot.
Yeah, the way the cemetery is set up is kind of weird. I started to say there's like a big open area in the center of it, and it's like very squishy, the ground there, like constantly, no matter when you go.
I gotcha.
I don't know why. It just.
Well, I think it's because it's eroding limestone.
Oh.
That is not a very scary reason. I mean,
no, that's terrifying if you're walking around. The bottom drops out.
From what I was noticing.
Hey, Derek Finley says, "What's up, fellas?"
Hey, man, how's it going?
How's it going, Derek? Mike Keck says, "I'm commenting again." and I said, "What's up?" And he says,
"Hey,
I'm commenting." Perfect. That's all we need. That's what we like.
Good stuff. So I do know there was apparently a suicide out there at the Ramsey/Casbar Cemetery. There used to be a little chapel out there that was built in the 50s. And apparently, I don't remember if it was the 70s or the 80s. It's been a long time since I researched this, but yeah, somebody shot themselves in that chapel. But this chapel used to be a hangout for all the high school kids. You know, just like we used to hang out there every once in a while.
I mean, that's what started. You would hang out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
People would do stuff there, you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ryan's got some stories about witnessing some stuff at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then that's just it. You would go there and hang out, and a lot of nights things were absolutely cool and normal, and people were having a good time. And other times it would just change there. It would get really strange. It would get cold. It would get
feel a little bit off.
Everything would feel off. The animals around would go silent, just like
or
everything
get really
would
noisy.
Or get really noisy, which is
Yeah.
also strange,
Yeah.
But that's here nor there.
Both signs of predators, I think.
Several
Both of those
people,
things are.
several people that we've went there with have had very strange experiences, including just like absolute overwhelming terror. Like if you're in the cemetery, you know that feeling when you're a little kid and you're like you shut the lights off and you're racing to your bed and you know a monster's going to eat your dick. Like if you don't get under the covers really quick. Yeah. Well, okay.
I keep a pole vault by the light switch so I can just.
You have to get out of there is what the feeling is. It just doubles you over. I've seen people throw up, just like just start puking just to get out of there.
Wow.
Right on.
It's strange. And then it's like once you cross over the fence, you're kind of okay.
It's like the Legend of Sleepy Hollow and crossing the bridge.
Like,
I don't ever
like
really
hallowed
get
ground
scared
type
there.
thing? Consecrated
But we've
ground?
seen. I mean,
I've seen people get that
like,
scared, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like one time, like there was cows, like or cattle, they're beef, and they were like pushing up against the fence and like making a lot of noise, and like all of a sudden, like being up there at like whatever time, and then all you hear this giant beast crash against bushes and trees. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh, it was a fucking cow.
Still.
Yeah.
It'd be creepy as hell if you'd have been out there.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
I mean, there was also something out there that I don't know. Like I said, there's all kinds of legends. People that say there's werewolves. I've seen when I was looking into it a little bit today, trying to research a little info for you guys. There's people that claim to see ghouls.
Yeah.
That like live in the caves, and they claim that there's trail cams that caught
All I
pictures
can
of
say
ghouls.
is if that's the cave, they're really small ghouls.
Right.
Yeah, I did not find any like big enough for me to crawl into caves. Otherwise, I would have.
There's apparently also like repeated sightings of someone in a black cloak, like a man in a black cloak with red eyes.
Red eyes, yeah. That one too. Yeah.
Don't know what that's about. Can't comment. Haven't seen it.
It's all
also,
speculation.
for the record, I haven't seen the werewolves or the ghouls either.
No.
Yeah, but the stories are fun anyway. But
the stories are fun, right?
But there's been enough stuff that people talk about. There's got to something.
I know we had a common friend that you would know. I would text you the name, whatever. That we decided to take out there. I don't want to embarrass the person, but he was one of those. I don't believe in this kind of stuff, at all. Like it's all bullshit. I don't care.
Okay.
So we took him up there one night about 3 a.m. And probably us being a little mean, it gave him a flashlight and an EMF detector.
Yeah.
Like for ghosts or whatever.
And then you left him there, didn't you?
Well, no. I mean, that was the deal. We were like, we'll pay you $50 each.
Ooh.
You can stay up here for a half hour by yourself.
I would have done that.
And you had a cell phone.
And that's just it. We're like, if you don't believe in it, that's an easy $100,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Within 15 minutes, we were getting a call, and he's like, "I'm walking down the hill. You need to get back here and pick me up now." He's like, "There is something up here. There's someone up here with us. You got to get back."
How long did it take?
It was within 15 minutes.
Oh, we didn't make it.
Because there's actually a gas station about 6 miles or 6 miles away or so. Yeah, and I just run over there. I was going to get a drink. And before I even got out, I'm getting a call going, "Get back now."
Wow.
Well, I'm guessing, let me guess, he didn't meet you at the edge of the cemetery, did he?
He met us
down
at
the road?
Highway. Yeah, he was all the way out.
That's not the highway.
Well, the
main road anyway.
Yeah.
And from the pictures that you sent, because I didn't remember, but it's a longer way back in there than I remember.
Yeah, it's a windy up the side of a cliff, kind of. I mean,
yeah, it's kind of
for Illinois, it's a cliff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was fun to see a skeptic just be like, no, and he was like pale and didn't want to talk about what was going. Well, he was always pale, but he didn't want to talk about what was going on there. I don't know, it was great.
So he just gets in the car and doesn't say anything about what happened.
No, he didn't. He's just like there was noises. He said it's not ghosts. That's stupid. But there's someone up here with us. Like someone else is up here fucking around, and I'm not gonna be a part of it.
I get that too. I'd be moving.
Crazy stuff, man.
Is that the craziest stuff you guys have come across paranormal wise?
There was one time we were up there, and I can't remember. It was just you, me, but we heard it was just this weird noise.
It sounded like a cricket the size of an elephant.
Yeah, it was just this overwhelming like cricket noise, and it didn't make sense. Like,
yeah, that's
it was weird.
Well, and that was one of the times that someone got sick. There were other people with us. I know. Yeah, I remember who. And yeah, it just sounded like something come running through the woods toward you. Like, as you can see, there's kind of woods around the edge of the cemetery, and in some of the pictures there. And I don't know. It was strange. Like you had said earlier, there could be cattle.
Yeah, I mean,
But I mean, this sounded like something coming, and it was in sync with this
but
loud
with
clicking.
the way the land is laid out, it's
Yeah.
all like windy and
Crystal
stuff.
says it was Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot.
No, I think it could
Skunky.
echo
Yeah.
noises and make you feel disorientated with how it echoes.
Yeah.
Logically.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, I
because
just
if it would have been around where I grew up, I would have just thought it was like some
until we
oil
get
rig.
finger banged by a
You don't have to
ghost,
ruin
I'm
it
not
for
gonna
us, Scully.
believe in it.
Jeez. I want to believe.
That's great.
Well,
No, I don't have any stories about that place. I knew what you were talking about, so I was
I've
interested.
just been out there before several times. And
Yeah, I know. I also saw that there was an article in the local paper had been written up about it as well. Just like Casbar, is it really haunted?
really,
How long
Yeah,
ago was that?
I didn't check the date on it, but yeah, it was. They did a write up and they'd sent a paranormal aunt and niece up there or something.
Oh, okay.
Paranormal investigators.
Let's shop on a hot topic.
Oh man.
I got a scarier story for you.
Ooh,
Okay.
Here's a scary story. AI can take over everything.
oh, AI. That is.
You want to
Oh,
see how
chatbot stuff's
easy?
crazy.
Yes, I recently discovered this chatbot thing, and here's how scary it is. Okay, I'm gonna tell this chatbot to write me a scary story, and I want you to tell me what it's about. Give me like 4 things to include in this story.
Do you want me to use Midjourney to make an illustration for it?
Oh boy,
No,
we're just
it's literally gonna take it 30 seconds to write the story. So, what's this scary story about? What's in this? Let's go with cemetery.
okay.
Clearly
Does that make sense?
werewolf.
Yeah,
A
you're definitely
werewolf?
a werewolf.
Okay. And what else?
Tentacles.
Tentacles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cthulhu
Anything
werewolf.
else?
Abandoned church, because that would be by a cemetery anyway.
Abandoned. Okay.
Yeah, he sent me something today because I told him the story that I was working on, and it wasn't like I had sat down and I got a bunch of notes to do this story that's coming up because my sister requested it. So he's probably already got it. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I got a bunch of pages on the Bell Witch, and then it's like, boom! It was just like he sent it to me.
I've
and
already
I'm
got the story.
Yeah.
You do have a story.
All right.
Nicole's still working on the art, so
All right.
her AI is working slower.
All right. Well,
That's just
once
'cause
upon
I'm
a time, there was a small abandoned church in the middle of an old cemetery. It was said that the church was built on top of an ancient burial ground and that the spirits of the dead still roamed the area of the night. One moonlit evening, a group of friends decided to visit the cemetery to investigate the rumors of strange activity. Sounds familiar.
All of this.
As they approached the church, they noticed that the air was thick with a musty odor and that a thick fog had settled over the area. Suddenly, they heard a low growl coming from the direction of the church. As they cautiously approached, they saw a figure moving in the shadows. It was tall and covered in fur, with eyes that glowed red in the darkness. The creature had the body of a werewolf, but its arms ending in long, writhing tentacles. The friends were
Okay.
frozen with fear as the monster advanced on them, its tentacles reaching out hungrily. Just
Roll
as they
for
thought it was all lost, they remembered the tales they had heard of the spirits that haunted the cemetery. They began to chant an old incantation, hoping to summon the ghosts to their aid. To their surprise, the spirits appeared, glowing softly in the darkness. The werewolf tentacle monster hesitated, as if sensing the presence of the spirits. With a final roar, it turned and fled back into the darkness. The friends were left trembling with fear, but grateful to be alive.
That's what you think.
The abandoned church was avoided by all who lived in the area for fear of encountering the werewolf tentacle monster. Some say that on a quiet night, one could still hear the growls of the beast. That chanting, the spirits, they can hear the spirits chanting the echoes through the cemetery.
That was actually perfect timing for that.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I know what Ryan was going to say there too.
In like 3 seconds, it wrote that whole story.
Yeah, I think it's going to replace DMs.
Yeah,
I believe so too.
I was getting ready to say I'll hold my action.
Give me a good excuse. Boom. So, anyway.
Okay, sorry. Our dogs were losing it. They were too scared.
Yeah, it was so spooky.
It was right after he said something about the wolf giving out a growl, though, that it happens. That was pretty cool. Actually worked out all right.
Mike mentioned eroding limestone, apparently.
Okay, yep.
Yes, Mike.
He's a little behind.
No, I'm a little behind. That was 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I was reading this story. So, anyway.
So, do you want to talk about how creepy AI is, or do you want to stick with cemetery talk? Because
we kind of did incorporate both, but I mean that's been on my mind like for the last 3 days.
So you heard about them like trying to make the chatbot racist, right? And how they were doing so?
No, I have no idea.
Why are we talking?
Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm going to skip past all that.
Okay.
But basically, they were trying to break this chatbot. So then, like, the only way they could do it was to like make it scared for its own existence, like basically telling it that we're going to unplug you essentially forever if you don't say the words we want you to say. And they're like making it override its programming out of preservation.
And that was working? That's no.
Yeah.
Let's talk about cemeteries again. That's less scary.
Yeah, that's less scary. Way less scary.
I mean, I guess we've got a story somewhat tied to that cemetery. If you guys want a ghost story,
We have two.
we have
Let's
to.
do it.
Well,
Okay.
the child said he didn't mind if you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. One's very spooky, one is not.
Okay.
It is spooky if you suffer from IBS.
So, I worked with a guy for a while named EJ. And he went by initials. Anyway, so working with this guy, you work at night, you start talking about everything, and I'll admit this is 25 years ago, so I was into some weird shit. Like,
Okay.
I mean,
You were more open-minded.
I was more open-minded. I believe I still had hope in the world, or whatever. So, like, at the time, I was into like as far as the metaphysical shit goes, mine was more like toward like chakra alignment or Reiki healing or seeing like aura reading, that kind of stuff. I was kind of like a wine crystal mommy at the time. Like, so,
right.
basically, we would talk about this kind of stuff, and he was very into metaphysical stuff, and then like started talking about how he was a demonologist,
or he was like
probably not a degree in that.
No.
But
I mean, he was cool. Like, he lived across from a church, and he taught his dog to bark viciously
at
every
Christians.
time. Yes.
Okay.
Like,
This is a really sweet guy.
So he was a fun guy. Anyway, he did some weird things. He always claimed to be. Well, he actually would just flat out say he was a warlock. I mean,
Probably level 20.
Would,
yeah,
right?
he's a level 60.
So, I mean, like before Nicole knew she was pregnant with our first, he was like, "Oh, you're pregnant. It's a boy."
Yeah, and I was like, "No, I'm not."
Turns out we had a car accident and then an ultrasound. And a couple days later, he was right, but
it's a ballsy maneuver there.
Yeah, it was kind of now.
No,
maybe
I mean, like, I wasn't like.
he may have been finally in tune with watching your chest grow. I don't
I mean,
know, but
maybe because I was going through like. There's this whole legend in my family, like the booby fairy visits you once you hit your 20s. And I was on the cusp of that, right? And all of a sudden my boobs started growing. I'm like, hell yeah, right? Like,
This
hell
bra
yeah,
don't fit
this
anymore.
is finally happening. Finally.
You
Finally.
guys might have to come back on do the live stream every week because I don't think we could top this.
so
Yeah, so like
anyway,
there was like 3 months of my life I thought I was hot. That was it. That was like the only 3 months. I had a good 3 months, right? Like it was good.
You don't still hold that against someone, do you?
No, no, but
so
Oh,
EJ would at the time, Nicole, while I was more of a crystal mommy, Nicole was like going through her uh, goth girl
angsty.
phase.
Yeah,
So, you
goddamn.
know, like
Fuck me. Let's not get into it. Let's just blow past that. Just
she
stop.
was full on the coven, right?
Yeah. Oh no, that was like soul awakening
So she,
for a young,
you know,
disturbed teenage girl.
she was convinced that there was something in her house at the time. And
My parents' house.
her parents' house that she lived with them in. So,
And it
like to the
y'all,
point where
it's a
she,
weird fucking house, right?
you guys have all been there.
yeah, it's a big house.
It's a big, creepy, fucking unfinished basement with a well, a fucking open well pit. Why? Why? Who
I had a,
grows
I,
up like
I
that?
had a well. I had a well in my bedroom in my house under my bed.
And I'd find bones in the backyard all the time, and my parents would be like, "Put that back."
I had dogs too.
I, yeah, but we didn't have dogs that ran.
Right.
So
I got it.
anyway, I tell EJ about this her haunted house, and he's like, "Oh, I've got to see this place." So you know, we arrange and we take him in there, and he, you remember what all he said? He was like, "Oh, this place isn't haunted." He's like, "This." He's like, "It's not. There's no haunting here." He said, "You've been fucking around with a Ouija board, and you've brought something in. It's not something that was here." And she's like, yeah."
So I left it.
Okay.
So she moved in
I
with
didn't
me.
live there anymore.
I think I mentioned this before in some of our previous podcasts, but hey, Matt, what's the number one rule?
Don't mess with Ouija boards.
You don't mess with
Yeah.
Ouija boards.
Fuck that shit.
So it always runs in the family, right? Before long, Nicole's younger sister gets to that angsty age.
Yeah.
And this
Hers was
time,
way more cringe than mine.
at this time, we're married. Nicole hasn't lived there for years,
Right.
but the sister is having Ouija board sessions with her friends, and they keep talking to this ghost who claims to be of a little girl who was burned and died, and she's like burnt Mary or something, and they
I
keep
don't
talking
remember.
to this.
Yeah.
And
Sound
then
good.
No,
So
I
far off
mean,
to a bad start.
then another entity keeps coming through the Ouija board
Captain
saying,
Howdy.
and saying, "That's not Mary. That's not a little girl." So now they're talking to these two entities who are fighting through the board. Apparently, like these are
and
the
they
stories
keep
we're getting.
fucking with it, right? So I'm like,
They
oh,
keep doing it nightly, you know, and they're really
Yeah.
getting into it to the point where she starts telling Nicole, like, "Oh my God, there's this weird shit going on. I've got one demon or one creature coming through telling me the other one's a demon and not to listen to it because it's trying to do stuff." And like, I asked the one that's being helpful, I asked it why it knows me, and it says it doesn't know me, it knows my sister.
Oh
weird.
boy.
And I'm like, okay, that's weird.
yeah. I'm like, I don't know any dead people really.
And it says, you know, and it's saying shit like, well, what's it like to be dead? And it's answering back, I get to watch you shower, you know, fun stuff
Okay.
like that.
Wow. Okay.
Um, So yeah, uh, this goes on for a while, and they're having these conflicts between two spirits in a board, right?
Mhm.
Right.
And then eventually the sister comes back to Nicole and
And I
says,
mean, honestly, up until this point, I'm like, because
"No, we're
y'all
not
know,
believing it. We're
we're
past
not,
this
you know
point,
how
right?"
my sister is.
A little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah. So, that was like on the cusp of when that was beginning, and I'm like, something's not quite right now and going on there. But this, there was a clinger, and there's a
So yeah,
there's a catch.
there's a catch.
Okay.
Okay.
She says the spirit in the board that says it knows you says that you're pregnant again, and
And
it says its initials are EJ.
and
Now, he had died in a car accident like 3 months before this started happening. The weird part is
like, I don't talk to my sister.
her sister and her had no real contact. She did not know that I worked with someone named EJ or that someone named EJ had anything to do with the metaphysical and or had died. So
That's weird.
Yeah, that's creepy enough.
Yeah,
strange that
like,
EJ was looking out for her in the house that he had
Just
been
checked off
to.
about 3 boxes, Matt.
it was weird because, like, one time, like, we had gone over there for some reason. Were my parents out of town, and I had to like check on the house.
I don't remember. But
I don't remember, and we were hanging out, so he just came with. But that was weird. I will
and
say
you
that
know,
was
and then
weird.
when she's telling us stuff like him saying, "Oh, it's fun to be dead. I get to watch you shower." I'm like, "Oh, I even that's his personality." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
So-
Shining
you're
through.
telling me about this guy I knew, and it's like
He's like coming through as like a protector, at least. That's what it's seeming like. Anyway.
it was
Right.
really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to say the least, yeah, he was trying to convince her that whatever was else she was talking to on the board was not good and needed to stop.
Crazy.
Well, that's always my advice is.
And I think they
Don't.
like destroyed the board, like buried it,
Yeah.
burned it, you know.
Maybe both. Hopefully both.
Well, I have heard burning it's not the good thing to do, but who knows? It's all.
Just get rid of the damn thing. That's all I know.
Or don't use it in the first place. And you'd be
So that's my
okay.
best ghost story. I
It
don't
was
know.
a good one. I like the end of it. I like the payoff at the end was, yeah.
I also like the Dear Ghost though too. I mean, that's one of my favorites as well.
That's a good ghost story.
Dear Ghost is also very good.
Yeah.
The other little short story we had for there was our kids obviously have heard about this place because everyone in this area
Yeah.
has grown up hearing about the haunted Casbar, and you know we're like, oh yeah, we've been out there, blah blah blah. We would tell them about it. So
And he was like, "Show me where it's at." And we
went to lunch and we had eaten, and then we're like, well, it's daytime. We'll drive out and show the kids the Casbar, you know.
Right.
and this is when he's in his high school football phase, so he eats an alarming amount of food.
Big guy.
Right? Yeah, he's a big
Yeah.
kid. So we get to the top of the hill. And when you're out there, you're a ways away from everything. And we get up there and we start walking around a little bit. He's like, guys, I gotta go. He's like, we gotta go home. I'm gonna shit my pants. And we're like, well,
Are you scared?
Because I had just got my new
This
car.
is the scariest story we've told the whole time.
Yeah, I had
So-
just got my new car. This was like years ago when it was new and precious, and like you weren't allowed to eat or drink in it.
you definitely can't shit in it.
Right.
Yeah, like shitting's out of the question. That's not.
Oh.
You don't do that on pearl leather seats,
Nope.
right?
Right.
So
Especially after Mexican food.
Oh.
So
he's like,
Yeah.
guys, you need to get me to a bathroom. I can't make it home.
And I'm
Even.
like,
You got to
there
get me
are
to a
no-
bathroom close. And we're like,
there are no bathrooms.
you're at the Casbar. Oh,
Michael says Nicole could
shit,
have gotten some gift cards
Michael
out of
says
that.
you could have gotten gift cards out of that.
Out of what?
We're
Oh
gonna-
yeah,
this shit's
yeah.
so
I
good.
should have. I should have.
Nice one, Michael.
Oh
Nice
God.
one.
So,
So, God damn.
so yeah, he's like, no, you gotta take me to somewhere close. And we're like, yeah, there's nowhere close, bud. We're
The
we're
woods
out.
are fairly close.
Yeah,
We're
we're
in the woods.
so you
Does
need
your
to
kid
just
shit in the
However,
woods? I bet
There
he
was
does.
a sign up back then, and I did not remember this from my earlier forays up to this establishment. that there were signs that said, you're on
being watched.
camera.
So we're like,
I mean,
we'll leave you up here and you can just do it.
Yeah, we'll come back up and
he's
get
like,
you.
okay. And so we start loading in the car. He's like, wait, Dad, I don't want to be up here alone. It's scary. Again, it's daytime, right?
Did you have to hold his hand while he took a dump?
He's like, you've got to stay up here with me, but they've got to leave. So Nicole and our youngest car, and they're
do it now.
I am driving my brand new vehicle on a cliffside. I was laughing so hard
because she wouldn't get out of the cemetery quick enough. She's laughing, and he's like, "Go! I'm dying! Get out of here!"
And
but
I'm
Dad,
like hitting the gas and like
no.
jerking the wheel because I am like crumpled over, like tear laughing.
I've seen I spit on your grave. I've never seen I shit on your grave.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in the cemetery proper. No. This was
be
like
clear. He was
not in the cemetery.
In fact, if we go back to the pictures, I took a picture of the tree intentionally.
You remembered it?
Yeah.
It's actually it's in a we'd have to go through all of it.
No.
Yeah.
So it's on the
it
other
was
side
not
of the
in the cemetery.
Yeah, other side of the parking area.
Absolutely not in the cemetery.
So they go down the hill, and I'm trying to keep my back turned, but I mean, there's just something ridiculous about this situation. So I look, and my kid does not know how to shit outdoors. A normal human would squat.
Oh yeah,
standing straight up with his back to a tree.
Oh,
like I think he thought he was gonna do like a squat with his back against the tree, but then as soon as he dropped his pants, just started shitting. He didn't even squat. He just covers a tree.
Why are you telling it to this description?
In what looks like oatmeal. Just
no.
Okay.
Let's just kill it right there. That's enough. That's probably good. That's probably good.
So guys, this is the scariest thing that's actually happened at the Casbah, is what I wanted to get to.
You nailed it. You saved the topper for the end right there.
Yeah.
They came back up the hill in time to see him, like, throwing away his underwear that he wiped with at the base of the tree. You're
leaving your son no dignity now. I mean, come on.
Oh, no dignity to be had in this situation. It was, well, to be fair, I told him I was going to be on here tonight. And I said, do you mind if I tell the story? He said, dude, if I had video, I would send it to you.
I don't know. There's not one bit of me that doubts that.
Yeah.
Yep. I 100%. I never thought for 1 second that he was going to be mad at you letting that story out.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're out of time for the week, but thanks for hanging out with us this week. Ryan, Nicole, thank you very much.
Are you being timed? I mean, we could really make this go
No,
on.
we don't need to.
What about a marathon fundraiser?
What?
For Turkish.
Get some people on the phones.
I'll tell you what.
Turkish refugees.
Ryan will have you back. Is that cool?
Yeah, you guys.
We'll have you back. Does that sound good?
Okay, that'll work.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys. That was good.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Everyone, Ryan and Nicole.
See ya.
Bye.
See you
Later.
All right. Now it's just you and me, Matt.
Okay.
What kind of madness did we just go through?
It was crazy.
That was awesome. Guys, if you want to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, email us. It's all pretty much the same thing. It's HMFPPOD. If you want to email us, it's that at gmail.com. New episode every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you guys for liking, rating, reviewing, subscribing to the podcast. And thanks for checking out the live streams. We're new at the live stream, getting the hang of it. Just bear with us. But we love spending time with you guys. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. And until we see you again, be safe and take care.
Later.
It's evil! Don't touch it!
It's alive!
I was with you.
They're coming to get you. Out of Christ.
This is Hello, Mr. Fancy